COD League fans, how are we doing? My name is Franz and welcome back to the channel. Guys, today we are going to be going over my 6-man prop here for Friday's matches coming up this April 14th. If you are new to PrizePicks, the 6-man is the highest you can go, and this will end up banking you 25 times if you get all 6 right. So say you bet in like $40, you might be walking away with a cheeky 1,000. Another little piece of advice for you guys is if you are going for these high prop matches, you can only bet one player per team per prop. So say if I want to go TJ and I want to go Clay in a map, I'm going to choose the prop that I think is most likely going to hit, as that will be the only prop that makes it into the 6-man. Finally, guys, a lot of people like to bet kind of a couple hours right before the match happens so that they can see the map set. This prop is done without any map set because obviously you couldn't bet a full 6-man if you were waiting for the map set, because they do come out only about an hour before the match. So this is no map set, just my dead predictions here, my in-depth analysis. Let's see what we can come up with. I do have a very good idea of what I'm coming up with, so let's jump right into it. Starting off with Temp in the under in map 1 kills. Guys, I know this has been a big slayer for Vegas in the past. However, in this recent split, Temp has hit 18 here, and then he's also at 20 here. So hitting both unders against this good Boston team, and then also against the London team, I think in this second hard point, yeah, he's dropping 16. So yeah, obviously the other players on this team are starting to step up. This SMG duo of TJ and Standy, I really expect to step up here, especially against this battle in Toronto. And I say this is a battle, you thought maybe it's just, another match of the day, but it is a battle because both of these guys are fighting for their champ spot. I mean, Vegas is fighting for their champ spot. Obviously, Toronto fighting for a winner's bracket spot here. They are 1 in 3, and that is the reason why we are going to go Scrap here on the Moor in map 1 to 3 kills. Guys, Scrap usually is that he usually rises up to the occasion when there are these big matches, and he has been the heaviest slayer on this team as of late. Kleenex kind of slowed down a bit. I'm hoping he does pick it up in this next series, but yeah, I do think Scrap is that guy for this team. His control numbers are insane. I think he's dropping at least around 30 in each control I've seen. So the guy's been absolutely insane in that game mode, and I think he's going to pop off in that hard point as well, which then in turn will get Temp on the under. Ideally, that's what we're hoping for. Anyways, moving on from there, guys, we're going to take Exceed here in the map 2 kills on the under. If we're looking at recent stats here, because we do love our recent stats, Exceed dropping 5 and Joe dropping 9. Next up here we have Minnesota, where we go to the S&D, Exceed dropping 3 and Joe dropping 12. So you could go Joe here on the over. That is a decent line at 6.5. However, when there is an over and an under, I'm taking the under pretty much every time because I feel like that is more of a lock. The over can get a little bit sketchy, especially on players like Joe who have been having a good stage. So you may not want to go for that because he could have a random off map and this could be it. So you never really want to hit an over unless you're 100% confident in it. The Scrap one, that's as close as 100% confident as I'm going to get. That's why it's our only over as of now. Moving on from here, our next over of the prop and our only other over is going to be map 1 kills, and we're going to take our boy Hook here at 23.5. I do believe he's going to have an absolute shredder of a map here in this map 1, going up against his former team in LAG. Kind of similar with the Scrap and Standy scenario. Standy's going up against his Toronto team. But yeah, this is Hook going up against his ex-LAG team. So I think he's going to be that guy, our SMG, to pop off. I say our because I am a huge Optic fan. Anyways, guys, moving on from there, we're going to take Hook here on the Moor. I don't have a lot of stats to back it up, but if you have seen the recent games, Hook has been playing insane this split. Hook has been our guy. Shotzi, of course, is bringing up the rear in those SMG kills, but Hook has been that guy leading the charge and leading the kills in a lot of these maps. So I'm going to take Hook here on the Moor against his former LAG team with Exceed and the boys, and then moving on from there, right back to it, map 1 kills, we're going to go under here for Simp. Now hold on, guys, I know this is a very sketchy play. Simp usually isn't the person you're going to want to go for on these unders because he's on Atlanta FaZe. He's one of the best SMGs in the game. Why would you try to go under on Simp? Well, let me tell you, Simp here in this first map against Toronto, dropping 16. In this map, drop 31, and this is our only stat where he is hitting the over here. Go through a couple more stats here. We have the Florida matchup. And this is kind of a similar match that they're going to have in Minnesota. I do see FaZe playing a lot better than Minnesota in this match. However, Simp on the under here at 21. It is a bit of a sketchy line, but he did hit the under there, and in the second hard point, he's hitting 17. So yeah, guys, he is such a great player. However, in these slower hard points where you're getting a kind of a mismatch in teams with Minnesota and Atlanta, I'm going to take the under here on Simp. It is a bit of a risk. However, I do think it'll connect. I told you guys I like to take the under more than I take the over, and here is one of those scenarios where you could have taken the over here. I'm going to go with the under. I hope it hits here in this map 1. Hopefully Simp just has a little bit of a slow start against Minnesota, and that will be that. Finally, guys, the hardest pick of the day, the Minnesota pick. Wasn't really sure what I was doing here until I came across map 1 to 3 kills. We scrolled down. We saw Fame at this line at 49.5. Guys, Fame has been great last weekend. He was insane. However, this is a new beast in Atlanta. They're not playing Florida and LAG like last weekend. This is a brand new beast in Atlanta, and I do not think Fame is up to that caliber yet. This is the rookie player for this team, just got replaced by Attach, and I think he's going to be dropping a stinker here against Atlanta. I think he's not going to come out the same way he did in those previous matches against Florida and LAG, and he's going to just fall short. He may play a little bit better than Control, as that has been his game mode recently. However, I am expecting a pretty low S&D number and a pretty low hardpoint number, so hopefully we can connect on this under at 49.5. Alright folks, that's going to do it for our 6-man prop here on Friday, April 14th. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go through it one more time here, starting off with the under in map 1 kills for Temp. This is a bit of a risky one, as he has been that Slay AR in the past. However, in his recent matches, he has hit the under, so we're going to go with the under here against a very strong and aggressive Toronto team. I'm expecting an aggressive Toronto team, as they are 1-3. Moving on from there, Scrap, he's going to have an outbreak performance here. Rookie of the Year style, going over at the 53.5 mark. This is one of our only overs of the weekend. I do believe it will hit, as Scrap is probably the best person to bet on this weekend. Next up here, we have Exceed on the under in map 2 kills. He's hit about 3, 5. He's kind of in that lower ballpark, and Joe Deceives has kind of been the one stepping it up in those S&D. So we're going to go the under here on Exceed. Our other over of the weekend will be Hook at map 1 kills. I could change this to a Dashy S&D. I'm thinking about the Dashy S&D play. You guys know I love the Dashy over S&D play. I'll show it to you guys real quick. Yeah, his line's at 6.5 again. However, this is such a weak LAG team. I don't know if he's going to hit that. Oof. I think it's better to do this than it is to go for the Hook play, because this LAG team might put up a fight in the S&D, and therefore Dashy, I do love this line at 6.5. So I think we're actually going to take that over the Hook one. I'm just not too confident on the Hook play, but if you do want to run it, I highly advise it. I think it'll work out. But, you know, Hook just sometimes starts slow, or it's hard. It's either Dashy or Hook, guys. I might come back to this one, or I might wait a second. But it's either Dashy or Hook. And then finally, we have Simp here on the under in map 1 kills. Guys, this is another risky play because Simp obviously is a world champion, tons of tournament wins, one of the best in the world right now. But we are going to go the under just because of recent performances. He has been kind of that slower SMG for the team, and at B's, he's kind of that guy who's picking up more of the kills. So that is why we're going to go the under with Simp here. And then finally, to round out the play, it's going to be our boy Fame, the new AR for this Minnesota Rocker team. And unfortunately, we are going to take the under for him because I think he might get mollywopped against Atlanta FaZe. He might not be able to handle the pressure. I know this sometimes happens to a couple rookies, that they just kind of have a stinker against one of these better teams. So I think that's why we're going to go the under here. All right, guys, should we go Dashy or should we go Hook? I'm going to stick with my gut here. I don't want to change. I don't want to deviate from the gut, and that is why we are going to lock in map 1 kills for Hook here on the Moor. Taking the risk. If it doesn't work out for us and the S&D play does work out, I might be a little mad, but we are going to take the risk here on Hook because I have belief in my boy. Going up against his former team, I like to play. We're going Hook. Thank you so much, guys, for following along. If you did stay to the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed these picks. I'll scroll down so you can see all of them. Not too bad, not too bad. This Hook one I'm a bit worried about, but I think we will knock it out. Anyways, guys, make sure to go follow me on all my socials. We got the Twitter up. We got the TikTok running. We got the Twitch running. We got it all running. We're starting up a Kick here pretty soon. Thank you guys so much for all the support on the videos and on the content. There'll be more content coming out to you guys this whole week as we got a great week of matches coming up. Thank you so much for following along, and I'll see you on the next prop. Peace.